Hard times ahead on the horizon, economic challenges that we all face, uncertainty, panic, anxiety, stress, doubt, planning and preparation for what move to make next. Comment down below if and smash that like button while you're at it if you are here for XRP content, XRP, Ripple Labs, cryptocurrency, decentralized assets, exchange trades, Coinbase, Binance, crypto.com. List your favorites. Cold storage wallets. What do you guys think? Is this a viable solution? Is this a plan to prepare for what is actively coming and working against our dollars or whatever currency you may use within whatever country you may reside or be a citizen of? Or do you think that this is futile and the only real option we will have is the only option provided to us, which will be essentially a government-controlled digital currency? I want to share this definition with you guys. This read here that somebody mentioned yesterday. They said, tell me, you know about the Bank Secrecy Act without telling me you know about the Bank Secrecy Act. And it says here that the Bank Secrecy Act of 1970, also known as the Currency and Foreign Transactions Reporting Act, is a U.S. law requiring financial institutions in the United States to assist U.S. government agencies in detecting and preventing money laundering. If you haven't seen my video from yesterday, then go check it out. And I'll pull it up here on the screen so you guys can see it. We discussed the potential cash limitations and cash restrictions on this video here, going to jail. We shouldn't be telling you this, but we have to while we still can. Other countries, the European central banks, the changes that they're making to their currency, their digital currency, ultimately being rolled out, and what it means for the future of cash, but also the future of privacy or lack thereof. Which, granted, obviously through the Bank Secrecy Act, the U.S. law required financial institutions in the United States to assist U.S. government agencies in detecting and preventing money laundering. They had access to your accounts. They had access to your bank records. They had access to credit card transactions. They had access to any and everything that they could possibly have records of. But that means that also inherently that they didn't have access to physical peer-to-peer cash transactions. And ultimately, that is what is on the table here. That is what they want to eliminate. That is what they want to control. So, comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. We are in the middle of what is being described by the trucker as a rebalancing act. Hard times are in store for the trucking industry as shipment numbers continue to fall. Not good. Rebalancing. That's the word being tossed around by trucking industry analysts and economists when discussing the current freight market. The term applies to the cyclical dance between the shippers who provide the freight and the trucking industry that hauls it. Round and round it goes as the industry tries to adjust to the available freight by adding or subtracting trucks. Easier said than done, especially if you are one of the individuals who have purchased a truck because, you know, the industry was good and you were trying to make this your side hustle or main business and source of income, only to realize that that may not necessarily work out as freight is dropping, logistics and spot market rates plummeting, tanking, crippling the industry and those in it who do not have the capital and cash flow and resources and retained earnings and liquidity and potentially lines of credit to weather this storm. Factoring invoices is not going to be your ally in this particular situation. It could potentially be detrimental and fatal in your business's future. But this is a sign of the times, a clear indication of the direction that our economy is going, and ultimately just another indicator of the challenges that people and businesses will face financially. Let's talk about 10 ways to help get you through tough times. Now, granted, this may not necessarily automatically put money in your bank account, but if you develop and practice the ideologies, the mindset of pushing through and persevering through tough times, I'm sure it will be better than not. Hard times, whatever that means to you, are a common part of life. Developing coping skills can better help you get through them, is what it says here. So we're just going to go through this really quickly. Maintaining or changing your perspective. If you're facing a challenging time, it's natural to feel overwhelmed. Comment down below if you can relate, if you can agree, if you can attest to that. And I think that right now, changing your perspective is going to be key, especially if your perspective is that of one that is in alignment with the negative push that is being propelled by the media, mainstream news headlines and stories that basically are painting this grim futuristic outlook of just total economic collapse and failure. But if that's what all you see, then odds are that's all you're going to get. Embracing emotions. Emotions don't go away if we ignore them. They come out later and in ways that we don't quite understand. And this is explained by Rochelle Heineman, a mental health counselor in Brooklyn, New York, stating, the best thing to do when the going gets tough is to acknowledge your emotional experience and allow yourself to feel. I like that one. Practicing positive projection. Most difficult situations have a positive upside or a pending end date. For example, the last day of a tough school year. Now, I would say that in the case of our current economic climate and geopolitical situations that are rapidly unfolding day after day, we do not have an end date, unfortunately. This could go on for who knows how long. When honestly looking back, it has been going on for quite some time. Granted, we did have some reprieve in 2020 and early 2021, but tit for tat, basically. We traded some pros for cons, some positives for negatives, some good for bad. Depends on which side you ended up on after that is how you may be feeling today. Letting go of the need for control. While it might feel like the best response to a difficult situation is to take charge, sometimes letting go can help preserve your mental health. And I am a huge proponent of mental health and protecting and exercising and strengthening and improving your mental health, because as I told you guys last summer, this is only going to get worse, and those who have the furthest to fall are quite possibly going to be at the greatest risk of mental health risks and mental health challenges. Please talk to someone if you need to. Anyone. Hell, you can talk to me. Finding meaning and purpose. While knowing when to let go is helpful, so is working on gaining a sense of meaning and purpose. Roberts tells Psych Central, a sense of meaning and forward momentum helps keep us energized and hopeful. The trick is to identify the positive amid a crisis that's out of your hands. You can't control you can only control what you can control, and everything else is, you're going to have a plan and be prepared to be reactionary, or at least plan and prepare for potential outcomes that could exist and could reveal themselves. And then depending on what that may be, you then implement and execute on the plan and strategy and preparation that you've already been working on. But the trick is to identify the positive. Like if you only focus on the negative, then that's pretty much all you're going to get. Even within a negative situation, you can find the positive if you open your mind up to it. But most importantly is the sense of meaning and forward momentum. As you know exactly where you're trying to go, Whereas if you don't, then you're almost kind of just roaming around aimlessly. And that can almost be as damaging as only focusing on the negative, because at the end of the day, at the end of the week, at the end of the month, at the end of the year, quite possibly at the end of your life, you may only realize that you haven't actually gotten anywhere because you didn't know where you wanted to go. Establishing healthy rituals. Rituals can anchor you in a time of change and uncertainty. And healthy rituals could include adding a regular mindfulness practice, committing to daily morning workouts, practicing different relaxation techniques, scheduling coffee with a friend once a week, journaling every night, getting 15 minutes of sunlight or fresh air every day. In a romantic relationship, rituals can also provide some comfort during trying times. Couples need to proactively protect their relationship with healthy rituals like date nights without the kids, time not talking about work, and things that help them stay connected and balanced. And this is explained by William Schroeder, co-founder of Just Mind Counseling in Austin, Texas. And he says that it is beneficial to notice what helps you get back on track. Please, folks, if you've fallen off track, try to get back on track. Connecting with your support system. Your support system is all those people who care about you and can be there for you to offer practical help, a word of advice, or encouragement. And these, folks, are what I would call true friends. Finding a healthy outlet. When times are tough, finding a healthy outlet to express yourself can make coping easier. There's no sense in bottling up all that you have, but you are going to need some form of release. And a healthy release and a healthy outlet is what you should seek. Tapping into your coping tools, identifying what has helped you cope in the past can support you in your current situation. And maybe even others experiencing and listening to and seeking out others' testimony and their stories about what has helped them cope in the past could potentially lead you on to a path of developing and uncovering and discovering what may potentially help you cope. Considering therapy is always an option. A mental health professional can help you sort out your feelings and develop coping strategies. They can also become a safe place where you feel supported while working on an actionable plan to get through hard times. While continuously looking ahead and going through hard times is part of the human experience, even if they feel challenging, they won't be permanent most of the time. If they are, there are ways to cope with them effectively. Look ahead, folks, far beyond just today and tonight and tomorrow, but the future. If you're experiencing a tough time, consider changing your perspective to focus on what aspects of the situation you can control to feel better. Reaching out to the community or loved ones for support, adding healthy rituals to your ritual, letting yourself feel all the emotions, and seeking professional help can all be important steps when navigating these difficult times. So, folks, if you are experiencing a tough time, a hard time, tough, challenging difficulties, perhaps maybe consider these 10 ways that could help you get through it. Now, we want to talk about this money. We want to talk about Ripple. We want to talk about XRP. What happened? Ripple, XRP trading at $0, ultimately free. A rapid, unbelievable dump. Many investors had margin positions liquidated. XRP price has since stabilized. But did you guys see this yesterday? Did y'all experience this? What did you think? What did you do? It says that according to some users' feedback, the XRP price fell to $0 for a short while. This happened on a Singaporean exchange, Bitrue, with XRP USDT as the relevant pair. Crazy, crazy stuff, folks. This Ripple crash ultimately dropped the price to 1/millionth of a penny, 1/millionth of a cent, and liquidating long positions. The sudden drop in XRP value, as observed by Bitrue users, resulted in the liquidation of most long-term positions in the asset today. The price of XRP briefly plummeted to 0.0001 on the futures perpetual market of Bitrue, a leading Singapore-based exchange. Despite a quick recovery from the drop, most XRP long positions held by users on the exchange were effectively liquidated. The drop occurred today and was called to public attention by Bill Morgan, an Australian-based pro-XRP attorney and crypto enthusiast. Morgan's disclosure came up shortly after several affected BitTrue customers took to Twitter to voice their complaints. Man, it's crazy. Like, you can literally see your money, your stake, your position, your investment, your diversity in this security and cash flow strategy wiped out in seconds. Does this change your opinion of XRP? Does this change your opinion of crypto and decentralized currency? Does it change your opinion of BitTrue, the Singaporean exchange? What do you guys think? XRP holders alert. New Ripple class action hearing scheduled. Ooh, what we got? What's happening? A new hearing in the class action case against Ripple Labs known as Zakhanov versus Ripple is scheduled for April 26th. So that was yesterday at 1:30 in federal court in California. Okay, so this was yesterday. The hearing will focus on oral arguments regarding the certification of class of XRP holders suing Ripple. The judge has opened online access to 500 members of the public to attending the hearing. The case, originally filed in 2020, concerns plaintiff Bradley Sostak, who owned XRP for a brief 2-week period. And Sostak is asking to be named lead plaintiff and to represent all XRP holders who either owned or traded the cryptocurrency during the relevant period. The class action lawsuit alleges that Ripple Labs engaged in an illegal securities offering of the XRP token, causing financial harm to investors. In a related development, attorney John E. Deaton has filed a motion for leave to submit an amicus brief on behalf of over 75,000 XRP holders. The aim is to ensure that their voices are heard before the court, as they believe the outcome of the case may significantly impact their holdings. The court has yet to rule on Deaton's motion. The outcome of this hearing could set a precedent for future cases involving cryptocurrency companies and their treatment of digital assets, as well as potentially seeing a huge liquidation coming, depending on what this verdict may be. Time will tell. The Crypto Basic says that the California federal judge comments on XRP security status and class certification case, and this was released today, April 27th. The judge is considering whether to certify the Zakhanov versus Ripple class, as the case raises a question of first impression. Following yesterday's class certification hearing in the Zakhanov versus Ripple lawsuit, U.S. District Judge Phyllis J. Hamilton is considering whether to certify the classes of selected investors who accuse Ripple of engaging in unregistered securities offerings. Whew. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to stay on top of this, but I also don't, because I feel as though this is just more of the same over and over again every single day. It's never ending, and we're really getting nowhere. What do you guys think? Comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. Until next time, you guys take care. Be safe. See you soon. Bye.